Now, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to do a talk on GTD. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Paul, I came to Japan to learn about Japan. Why are you doing GTD? Anybody know what GTD is? Raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 people know. Do you do GTD? Okay, you try it. Okay, so I normally do this talk on Friday, almost the last day, the second to last day of the trip, and people started saying to me, are you out of your mind? You should have done this talk on the first day. We could have been doing it and everything else. I go, well, it was about Japan. I didn't want to focus on this. So this is why I say we're going slow. I'm going to show you some things that I do that have changed my life. Okay? GTD is one of them. This could be very helpful to how efficiently and effectively you run your organization. So GTD is a great lean process. This is a way of organizing everything you do every day in your life, whether it be personal or business. Everyone clear what GTD is? Mm-hmm. This is how it works. Hey, so what is the great equalizer in life? And it's time. Everyone gets 24 hours. You get 24 hours, I get 24 hours, everyone gets it. What I do with my 24 hours is entirely different than what you do with yours. And that determines what Elon Musk does or what you do. Think about it. That 24 hours is very precious. So if you can really utilize that effectively, it's a big deal. Here's the big problem in life. Every day, you got stuff coming at you. Every day, I have thousands of people contacting me, not every day, but hundreds every day contacting me from around the world to ask me questions. What do I do with all this stuff? It's crazy. It's just like your wife wants you to do something, you have 10 people that report to you want you to do something, you got all this stuff. How do you manage that effectively? That's what GTD does. I just took this video, I thought it was really interesting. This is basically what's happening. It's a total mess. This is our life. This is most people's lives, whether you like it or not. This is what's going on. So, we got all this stuff in our brain. What do we do with it? So, GTD, this is the main idea from David Allen. David Allen's a friend of mine. I've interviewed him several times on my radio show. Really cool guy. This is it.
So I was talking with David Allen, author of the book Getting Things Done, about how to be more organized, and he asked me, why do you keep it going? Because if I don't, I'll forget where I'm supposed to be and when.
That's right. Your head can't handle that complexity. And like the complexity of your calendar, try the complexity of the rest of your life. You know? If your calendar manages maybe 3-4% of your commitments of what you actually need to keep track of.
The other 96%, David says, are things like our goals, our projects, our to-do lists, what we need at the store, that phone call we need to make, all our psyche, try to keep track of.
The psyche actually sucks as a system. It will remind you of stuff that you can't do at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is not very bright. If that was just one thing, that'd be bad enough. But multiply that by about 1,000 and realize this buzz that's going on in everybody's head.
So, David thinks we need a new system that captures that buzz and quiets your brain. The first step in this system is to get everything written down.
So capturing it, that's the first critical step. That is, I've got to identify those things that are potentially meaningful. Otherwise, my psyche is going to go, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget, and this little monkey's going to start to talk inside my head.
But just writing things down isn't enough, because
you look at most people's to-do lists, you see things like mom or bank, but you have to take it the next step. So now you've got to clarify what's the outcome I'm committed to, and then you say, well, what does doing look like? Where does it happen? So what's the very next action about mom's birthday? What's the very next action about the bank? Is that a phone call to make? Is that a search the web to find out something? The third thing you need to do is you need to park the result. Otherwise, it goes back into my psyche.
The final 2 steps, David says, are to review those lists that you make, those parking lots for your tasks and your projects, and then, of course, to do them.
The big secret here about getting things done is it's not really about getting things done. I am now free and clear in my head to let my attention go where it wants to go or where I want to put it. It's about being appropriately engaged with your life.
And once you stop trying to keep all of those tasks and projects in your head and you quiet the jabbering monkeys, you'll find that you have increased capacity to think and be creative.
Okay, so I've been doing this for a little over 5 years, and I've leaned it out to only 3 things. So he said like 5 or 6 things, I leaned it out. I'm going to teach you the Paul Akers simplified version, okay? So here we go. It is magic, what I'm about ready to show you. You may not think so, but it's magic. Change your life. So David Allen, 2 million copies sold, 30 languages, 3,000 people trained every month. The highest level executives in the biggest billion-dollar companies all do GTD. This is done by high-level people. And there's a reason, because it works. So, the way I learned about it was Bob Hendrickson, Director of Manufacturing for Steelcase, responsible for 10, 20,000 people, billions of dollars of work. He's a personal friend of mine. Bob found out about 2 Second Lean, called me up, went out and toured Steelcase. We developed a friendship. We talk every day, 5 times a day on boxing. We're always in communication because Bob is this super high-level guy that's pushing me to think way outside the box on everything. So Bob and I started skiing together, we kite surf together, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. So Bob and I get in a private jet, and we're going to Montana going skiing, and this is Bob. He's snowboarding and skiing. He's just a typical badass dude. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The guy is over the top. And on this trip he says to me, Paul, do you know about GTD? And I said exactly what Abraham said. Yeah, I know what it is. Do you do it? He goes, kinda. I think I do it. I think I know what it is, but you know, I read the book. It was a little confusing. I wasn't really too crazy about it. Is that kind of you or no? Yeah. And I was just like, it's kind of hard to do. David Allen's a friend of mine. Let me teach it to you because I teach it to everyone at Steelcase. I go, well, Bob, that's great. Well, I think to myself, Bob is one amazing guy because Bob is not just a great skier and managing 20,000 people, but he's jumping out of planes and he's kite surfing. Every time we turn around, Bob is doing something. So how does he do all this crazy stuff? Right? And it's like always doing something crazy and managing all these people. And he's like the highest level guy at Steelcase. And they would die without him because he's so effective. How does someone be that effective and do all this stuff? GTD. GTD is a great lean process for managing everything in your life. And I live and breathe by this literally minute by minute. And you're going to see, okay? And this is how it works. So that's Bob. And so the reason we do it is because we want to have a great day every day. There's nothing better than having a great day and things going well. So, what's the target of GTD? I said to have a great day, but it's actually a little different, to be totally present. So I got a lot going on in my life right now. I'm writing a book, I've got people coming from all over the world, here to Japan, I've got people contacting me, I've got a company I got to run, I've got a lot of stuff going on. But hopefully you're going to see in this week that you're with me that I'm going to be totally present. You're not going to see me checking my phone. If I look at my phone, it has to do with this, what we're doing here. I am not going to be checking my phone. Okay? I'm going to be totally present. You know why? Because everything in my life is under control. I don't have any crazy things going on that, oh God, I'm going to forget to do that. You're going to see why in a minute. Okay? To be present. So, but you got to have a trusted system, and it can't have holes in it. A lot of us have systems right now, but they have holes in them, and they're not trusted systems. So GTD gives you a trusted system. So, totally present. I have a great day every day because I have a trusted system. So, life-changing combination. There are basically just 2 things to GTD. There's the philosophy or the system that I'm going to show you right now, and there is the mechanical side of it, which is To-Do, where we capture everything. To-Do is Microsoft. I don't care what you use. You can use reminders in Apple. It works really well. I have both of them going on simultaneously just so I can kind of see how they perform. Use any checklist system you want. I use Microsoft To-Do, and I'll show you why. It's not the only system. Okay, so it's the process plus the tool. It's a list manager. So GTD is a great lean process. Okay, for all the daily details of life. We're not going to lose anything, and now this is how it works. Number 1 thing you do, there's 3 things. Capture, organize, and review. That's it, that's all you need to know. So anytime something comes into my head, if I'm speaking to you right now, and all of a sudden that monkey starts going in my head, oh, remember this, Will asked me to do this, Will asked me to do this. I'm going to stop 5 seconds, I'm going to put it down in my capture, boom, and I'm going to continue on. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm not going to think, well, I'm talking to you, oh, I got to remember to do that, I got to remember. everything immediately gets dumped out of my brain, so I'm present with you, and my brain is free to have ideas and carry on meaningful conversations and be focused on what I'm doing. That is what we do. I'm going to show you how it looks in just a minute. So we capture everything, and this is what it looks like. Here, I've got a little video I'm going to play. Let's see if it plays.
So if you're going through your day, something comes into your mind, you get an idea, you have to do something, you immediately push to do. You go to your capture, which is like your inbox. You click on your capture list, and you type it in immediately. I have to do a screen recording for GTV for my presentation on Monday. I just use voice to text, and away we go. And then I put it in there, and now I have to think about anything, because 2 hours from now I'm going to go and organize these tasks in the order and place that I'm going to do them in. So my mind now is totally free to have a great day, because I'm not preoccupied with anything.
Everyone got that so far? So first we're going to capture everything. Everything you're thinking that could preoccupy you or distract you. There's one exception. If you can do the task or item in 2 minutes or less, don't even capture it. Just stop and do it now. Okay? One piece flow. Everyone with me? All the presentations, take all the pictures you want, I'm giving you everything. Every presentation, every talk, I'm going to give you a Google Drive. You can download them and use them for all your team members. Everything. You have everything. Okay? Now, so you're going to do it now. The next thing you do is you're going to organize it. Now, this is the fun part, and this is the part that gets me so jacked up I can't even believe it. First of all, I never have to remember anything. That's the best thing. But then I know that everything is perfectly organized. So I organize everything according to context. So, for instance, if it's a project that I need to do at home or something I need to do with my wife, I have it under home. If it's something I do at FastCap, I click on the FastCap folder. If it's something I do in engineering, so under FastCap I have engineering, graphic design, whatever it is. And if I need to talk to Jamie in graphic design, then I say, I got to talk to Jamie in graphic design about that new advertising thing we're going to do. I immediately write it down. I walk into FastCap. There's my trigger. I walk over to graphic design, click on graphic design. Even better, I have a shared list with Jamie. So Jamie already knows, but I can go there and review it with her. So everything is organized perfectly, and you're going to see how incredible. I have a checklist right here. Every checklist for making a smoothie, for going skiing, for going motorcycle riding, for going kite surfing, for traveling. Any activity that I do in life where I need a checklist, I've developed a checklist for. Click on my checklist folder, boom, get the right checklist, done. Everything comes out perfect. I'm like, this is crazy good. Bob taught me how to do all this. This is getting things done. You have every detail organized so perfectly. It takes a little time to develop the system, but you have me for a whole week now. You can say, Paul, I'm doing my system. Does this work? What would you do? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. That's why we're teaching this in the beginning. Okay? So let's keep going. So according to context, or what the trigger is. So we're going to organize everything. And I'm going to do this organization about every 2 hours, about the time, about as many times you go to the bathroom. I'm using that as a joke. So you dump everything out of your brain, and then when you have a little bit of a break, every couple hours, you're going to look at your phone, you're going to take the things you capture, you're going to put them in the correct place, you're going to make sure you've done a quick little mini review, and that's it. And that is basically the system. And then once a week what we do is we actually do a full review, like I'll sit at Starbucks for hours sometimes and go over my entire system, delete folders, add, tweak, move them around, put them in different categories. I'm always kind of improving the system. So basically you capture, you organize, and you improve it on a weekly basis. That's all GTD is. You can say it's more than that, but Bob teaches it this way now. And he used to teach the 5 or 6 things, and people go, oh, okay, remember to do all that. That's really all I'm doing. Okay? So, going a little different. So I'm organizing all this stuff to the next action. So let's say I need to, let's say I have a project. I have to develop a new place to take people in the construction genre in Japan. That's like a project. But what's the next action? I need to call mommy and say, can you find 3 construction companies that we can visit? That's the next action. So what I really want to put on that list is call mommy and secure 3 places we can visit by Friday. Okay? Then what's the next action after that? Whittle it down to 1, the best one of those, and see if that person is flexible to allowing us to come for every team for the next year and a half. Whatever the actions are, you have to have very specific things that you need to do, not just general things, because they just sit there. They just sit there like an old pot of coffee that does nothing. What's the next action?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So would that be considered like a project in its own separate
Yeah,
category?
yeah. So you make a file called a project, or you can make just a list called a project. Let's say it's make my Japanese garden. I actually have an example of that here. Build Japanese garden, and then underneath the Japanese garden, I have all the things that I need to do in the sequence I need to do it. Does that sound right? Okay. You'll organize it the way you want, but the general concept, you get it? What's the next action? Okay, so here's Bob. I call Bob up on the phone and say, Bob, I'm teaching GTD. Can you give me an example of next action? He goes, Paul, no problem. He's kite surfing on the beach. Stops and does it right away because he's got everything dialed in.
Good morning, Bob here. I want to tell you a quick story about getting things done and my 16-year-old daughter, Katie. So Katie comes to me the other day and she shows me her wonder list. The number one item on there is fix exhaust. So she's got a slight exhaust leak. It's been on there for a while. And I asked her, I said, honey, what's the magic question with GTD that you think?
Let me ask you, is that the next action?
No.
No. Good job, Trevor. Ready? Here we go.
About it for a minute. She says, what's the next action? I said, exactly. I said, so is that action? She thinks about it for a minute. She says, that's done. Because I haven't got it done yet. I said, so what's the next action? She says, well, I'd feel more comfortable if you came with me. And I said, I'd be happy to meet you there. So I said, what's the question again? She said, what's the next action? I guess the next action would be to arrange a time that works for your schedule and that works for me. So I said, that sounds like a next action. So I get out my phone, look for dates in a couple days, and we schedule it. And I looked at her and I said, honey, you just did GTD. You did a little more thinking, you kept asking that magic question, and you took it from fix exhaust, which wasn't moving, and you didn't know how to move on, to a real, physical, visible action that's moving towards your desired outcome, which is to have your exhaust fixed. That's GTD right there in a nutshell. So proud of her.
So powerful. It's so powerful when you understand what's going on here, okay? So why was Katie stuck? She was stuck on the outcome. And this is a very important thing. In the Western world, in the U.S., and in the Western world, I'll just say that in general, we are stuck on outcomes. You are in Japan now, and you are going to be front row seat to process. The Japanese are consumed with process. Okay? So this is important to understand. It is the process that delivers the outcome. We're always saying, oh, we want to be a $50 million company. Wrong. I never think. How do we improve the processes on everything we're doing now? And we naturally become a highly profitable $50 million company. You hear what I said? We naturally, it is the shadow of a great process. Get the process down. This is what they're doing in Japan. And you're going to see this the whole week. Okay? So, Bob, next action. Focus on the outcome. That was Katie's problem. So,
Katie, where are we?
Whatever this place is called.
To do what? Oh, so that was the
Action.
She loves it.
I know it.
Body language,
You get it? It's so cool, okay? So this is the way I run my life, and it's so magical. So this is a little bit of my system. You can see it right now, okay? I update. So I'm always improving everything. So this talk, I've made so many improvements to it since the last time I gave it, because I just can't sit still. It's always got to be a little bit better. So I have everything organized, my current folder. I have a
So
Japan
I'm going to
folder.
show you now what my to-do system looks like. Now, I've been building this for over 5 years, so it's very sophisticated, if you will. So I have
a number of different folders. I have a current folder, a Japan folder, a daily review folder. These are things that I do on a daily basis. I have a checklist, no matter what I'm doing, daily stuff, my FASTCAP books that I'm writing. I have things that I have to do in different houses that I have, and miscellaneous. So I'll give you a good example. If I go into my current, I have my capture. That's where I just dump everything. If I go to the, notice that I have all these little emojis next to it, so it's very visual. Look at this. DR, I have to do things in DR, so I have a DR flag. In Spain, the Camino, I just did the Camino de Santiago, put a Spanish flag there. I thought to myself when I did the Camino, when I go back, I want to do this, this, and this, and I left my bike here, here, and here, and my battery charger is this, this, and this, and there's these clothes in that gear. I don't have to think to myself, what did I leave in Spain? What did I want to do? As I thought about that, I captured it, and it's all there. Do you know how much that relieves you to never have to remember any of this stuff? I know exactly what kite surfing gear I have in the Dominican Republic. And when I walk into the Apple store, I know exactly what issues I want to ask them on my phone that I'm having problems with. And said, I think I was having problems with this. How much more productive am I every day if all that stuff is captured perfectly and I'm never having to remember anything? It's like, awesome! Do I look jacked up? I'm jacked up because it works. Right? Okay, here we go. Apple Store, I have issues that I want to ask them about my phone, so I click on that, and all those things have been captured, so I never have to remember that detail. Current flights, these are all my flight details.
One of my favorite
click
ones.
on one of those, I can click on the image, it shows the exact information that I need. I don't have to think about anything. Now the cool thing about this is I do a screenshot when I make a reservation, and I don't want all that in my photo library, but I put it in here, I delete it off my photo library, my photo library is perfectly clean because I'm always 3S'ing it, but all the details I need are right there, the screenshot, the booking number, the reference, everything. It's crazy good. All the information is there, I never have to look for it, search for email, anything like that, it's all captured and done. And very, very well organized. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. When I made that flight reservation, when did I put that in to do?
Right away.
Right away. It took 2 minutes or less. I made the reservation, it came up on my screen, this is your booking reference number, this is when you do it. Screenshot, boom, threw it right in there. Within 2 minutes, the whole thing was organized. Never had to think about it again, except for when I need to go, boom, everything's there. I'm not searching through emails. Oh man, where did I put that? Is it in my calendar? I forgot to copy and paste it in my calendar. See how powerful this is? Because we don't need to look at that one right now. But then look at Japan. Japan's amazing. I have a lot of stuff to do in Japan. This is a waiting list for people who are on the waiting list that want to come to Japan. So as soon as somebody says, I want to go to Japan in October, boom, I put it right, capture it, drop it into the Japan waiting list. Then as soon as somebody drops out, like Kaylee dropped out, I immediately just, oh, not you didn't drop out, somebody else dropped out, I immediately just said, boom, I got a spot. Done, fill. That's called having a good day. I have things that I have stored actually in the Asakusa Hotel. So I go click on this one, a white icon, this is the Asakusa No Hotel, Miami, mommy's gray suitcase, transmitters, headset, mommy's black shoes, orange hat, yellow purse, everything that's in. So think about that. We have 5 suitcases here, essentially, right? We color-coded them all. We have all of our gear, all the things we need, helmets, everything. We don't think, oh, where do we go? We go to our list. It tells us exactly where everything, including the $10,000 that I have in a pair of socks.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
You understand what I'm saying? So now, there's no stress. No stress. Those suitcases has been carefully documented. They have a TV for us, the gray suitcase, everything that's in the gray suitcase, everything's documented to perfection. So I never have to try to remember anything. Hotel intro, these are things I need to go through with you on the hotel intro on the first day. Mr. Amazawa, notes that I've taken from Mr. Amazawa that are important things that I need to do. Bus checklist, things that I need to make sure I have with me on the bus when I get on the bus. So as you can see, I'm not trying to remember anything. everything has been hammered out in great detail. All my checklists for making a smoothie, for playing tennis, for kite surfing, for traveling, for skiing, everything is on a list. I never remember anything. So this is the way I have my system organized, and this is what I would recommend all of you do. You start with something simple like a home file, and then you have a work file, then you have a future file or a play file, whatever you want, and then you develop lists inside of those folders that are relevant, and you're reviewing and improving those all the time. That's how you do GTD. So imagine if I came down here and I just winged it every time I did this. It wouldn't come out very well. But I have, of course, a detailed list of everything I need to go, from handing out the thermoses to the hat, to checking the walkie-talkies, to the introduction, to the TV, the cables. See what I'm saying? Pretty awesome. It works really well. Any questions? John?
When did you start implementing this in your life? What year?
About 5 years ago. Yeah, when I went on the trip with Bob. Maybe more than 5 years. Not. I can look on a photograph and tell you based on when I did it, but about 5 years ago. And it's like consuming to me. I mean, I live and breathe it every second.
I read the book.
Yeah.
I bought to-do lists.
Yeah.
I capture more stuff in a given day than you can imagine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good to put an action word in there
Yeah,
and get to
yeah.
what to do next.
Right.
What I suck at is getting it done.
Yeah.
Any advice?
Well, you know what the answer is if you're a lean thinker is the 5 whys. So I could give you an answer, but why do you suck at getting it done?
I think it's a matter of the last step, review, finding time to do that.
Okay, so if you're not doing the entire system, then you're going to struggle. So part of the system is every couple hours, you need to be working the system.
I picked that up.
Yeah, and are you doing that?
No.
So it's difficult if you're not working the system. See, I work the system because I want to have a great day, and I know I get to the end of the day, I checked off 30 or 40 things off my list every day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes me feel like $1,000,000. That's maybe why I have the energy I have. And then I go to Starbucks and I sit down and I do that review. I do that, tear that thing apart, look at it, fix it, improve it. I love it. So did that help?
I think so.
You've got to do the review. You've got to, you can either be a hamster, keep doing the same thing, or you can change your behavior a little bit. And you've got to get to that point. Okay? Next question. John.
Can I comment on
Yeah, go
what I
ahead.
did for that? So basically, I realized that I have to have a two lists, if you wish. One of them is to do, which is what the Paul just demonstrated, and the second one is the action one. And in the action, I put exactly what I have to complete in that specific day. So basically,
Time sensitive.
yeah, time sensitive, exactly, time box. So, and if I put it in the time box, I must finish it. Because otherwise, it will grow and grow.
Yeah, well, that's that pile up video of all that stuff piling up, and I think that's probably where you are, Jeff, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
And it's no fun.
and I think whatever that I can thinking that I can complete, and it's few easy tasks, few hard tasks, and it depends on each individual. But I prefer to start with the very big hard task because then I focus on that. Some people prefer to start with the small task, and they complete them, and they say, "Oh, it's 90% complete," but they're already tired and they don't have power for the big task.
And what I do, I don't focus on small or big. I say just do something. And in the process of doing something, I usually do 2 or 3 things. So my trick is simply this. I play guitar every day. I do push-ups every day. I don't tell myself I'm going to do 500 push-ups. Get down and do 25. I don't say I have to play guitar for a half hour. Play one song. Do something.
So my point is, so as soon as you said that daily list, it's action list, it's not a to-do, because to-do is very general, very long, but action list for a day, you must complete. That's it.
Thank you.
So what are the 2 things you've learned so far?
Well, one, it's not enough to record things.
Okay.
You've got to find a way to get to them, and I think that's what I've struggled with.
So you got to do the review.
Hearing you do it every couple of hours, you know, I've tried to do it in the morning when I get up or at night. I think I'm just not hitting the list often enough.
Yeah. Make it the central part of what you do every day. To do it, I mean, getting things done is the nucleus of how I function. It is not an incidental. It is the absolute way I function.
So Paul, it's the fact of being able to go in there and find what you need, the information to get out of it. Is that,
Say it again.
you got to be able to find the information that you've stored. Is that,
Well, the first thing I have to do is get it out of my brain.
Yeah.
So somebody sends me a message, I'm writing a new book right now, and they say, Paul, this is a great story on this, da-da-da-da-da. I don't go, oh, when am I going to do that? I immediately just capture it
yeah.
and then go on to what I'm doing. Then at night, when I'm free, I have a little bit of free time, I'll look at one of them, I'll add one to the book,
Yeah.
and I'm making progress. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul, you said you take hundreds of, you communicate with hundreds of people every day.
Every day.
How do you do that successfully? And
That's a very good question. So I do something very unorthodox. You send me an email, I'll get right back in your face and I'll say, I'm not going to talk to you on email. No, everything is on Voxer, everything is on Signal, and everything is on WhatsApp through audio messages. I can't do it any other way.
Gotcha.
This is what it looks like. I'll show you how. It's really, really cool. You'll love
I think
this.
you've done it with everybody in this room, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Audio messages.
But just to see how powerful it is, so Bob Hendrickson, Director of Manufacturing Steelcase, he gets everybody on Voxer. I like Voxer the best. WhatsApp is great. Signal's great. The reason why I like it the best is because I have 4 times speed. So watch this. These are messages between Bob and Alex and I. So here we go. I'll queue up one of them. Bob just sent me some new ones. Alex sent me new ones.
Hey, Bob, I'd like to understand more.
2 times.
When you say you're going to change about 31% where you are with people,
So I can do it. I listen to people very fast speed, get the context, boom, fire back. I cannot do emails. Way too slow.
Got it.
Did that answer the question?
It did.
Yeah, email, as far as I'm concerned, you might as well be dragging 2 sticks with your suitcase behind you through the sand. That couldn't be a worse way to do business than email.
I agree.
Okay?
I was wondering if you could speak maybe a little bit about FastCap and how it's changed FastCap's business, assuming Lucas is all over this and like...
All day long, Lucas, all day long. That's all we do is talk about all day long Lucas. Here we go, Lucas. See, I'll go to Lucas, boom, just like this. Lucas, boom, here we go.
Lucas, what can you do about this system? Well, like I was saying, I think that the most useful video to do in that platform would be a process video or something for production, where we break it down step by step, someone learning it to see each step one at a time. And then, yeah, I'm not like trying to worry about making it repetitive.
It's the only way. It's the only way we communicate. I mean,
So more on the, like the get things done. So you said you kind of, the reason I asked when you did it, because reading FastCap, this is like the first time I've heard this. I've heard of the book, but not really in detail. I've never kind of not had it.
it's a good point. You know, I'm trying to download everything that's in my brain, and this new book that I'm writing, Hearts and Minds, we're talking about a lot of stuff. Although I'm not talking about GTD, and I wish I would. I'm saving that for Japan.
Well, yeah.
Not deliberately, just because there's so much. But
Well, I feel like anybody who is in any sort of manager position or anybody over people who has lots of things coming at them,
Yeah.
this is like mind-blowing for me. This is what I need in my life because I have hundreds of people coming up to me every day, all day long, right?
you don't know how happy I am to hear you say that.
And that's why I was curious of when we had heard about this, and I'm like, why haven't I heard about this before?
Yeah, you know, here's what I would say, John. If you follow me on YouTube, I did the video. I've done like 5 or 6 videos on YouTube. I know you can't get to everything I'm posting all the time, but it's out there. But I spend more time in it in this group. This is more advanced.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to learn, but you're not going to be the same person in 6 days. I don't know if you know that, but you think that this is just a trip to Japan. Your mind's going to be so changed, you won't believe it. And so it's deliberate.
Paul, when you deal with customers, like, will you use
Always.
the same thing? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I know that we are customers.
Well,
in a
here's
way,
the,
but
one
if you-
email comes to me, they send me one email, and I reply back, here you go, watch, here you go, watch this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here's an email, they send me an email, okay, and this is what I do. I go to my screen, watch what I'm gonna do, I type in text expander, which is right here, hold on here, it's the green, it's the red, when I click on it, see how it turned blue down there?
Yep.
Okay, watch what I'm gonna watch. Watch this, F-O-X, Voxer. It populated the whole message right there. Now watch what I'm gonna do. Watch what I'm gonna do. I don't have to type it, it's that simple. Then I'm gonna double click.
CCBCC from Paul at fastcat.com. Message body. Every week I communicate with hundreds of people around the world and 95% of it is done with audio messaging on one of the three following platforms: WhatsApp, Signal, Voxer. Why do I use three platforms and why not just one? I will explain. Voxer is a Ferrari. It has a large audio button to push that's fast and easy to use, and you can speed the audio messages up 4 times so I can go through messages very quickly. WhatsApp and Signal are almost identical, and their audio button is a little smaller and a little more cumbersome, but it works. You can speed up 2 times speed on all platforms. You can share videos and photographs and files, but on Voxer, the video is limited to 60 seconds. WhatsApp and Signal, you could share up 4 to 6 minute videos. So the best way to describe it is simply this: Voxer is a Ferrari, Signal, and WhatsApp or a minibus. The reason I use WhatsApp is many people internationally use this app. The privacy is not as good, so it is not my preferred platform if I'm taking the minivan to work. But I have to use it because some people it's the only platform they're aware of. But most of my chats and big groups are all done on Signal because of privacy. If I communicate with you on a daily basis, it will almost always be on Voxer. It's so much faster. Now that you understand the basics, it would be impossible for me to be this accessible to everyone if I communicated with email. Honestly, I get depressed when I get an email. It's such an old school way to work. It's the equivalent of picking up a rock to drive a nail. Email is not lean. The following 3 communication platforms are epic for any lean thinker. My Voxer contact information is Paul Akers. Cell number +1 360 941 3748. So you can find me on WhatsApp or Signal. For the staff geeks, type 50 WPM, read 100 WPM, speak at 200 WPM 4 times faster, listen at 600 WPM 3 times faster. Voxer is a 300% more efficient and joyful way to communicate. Still love your email inbox? Here is a link to download the Voxer app. The free version is great. HTTPS.
Okay? So that's the message you get from me.
We're here in this room.
And I did that in three steps. And I go, next. If you don't want, you want to communicate with me, you're going to get on one of those chats. You're going to send me a message. But you got one of those. Okay. Okay. That's how I do it. I don't put up with any shit from anyone.
But that's because you have the ability of doing that. Like most customers, like, I mean, like if I send that to a customer, he won't respond to me.
They will if you elevate your game to where you are so much better than everybody else. They have to do business with. I mean, people. Where are they going to go?
Yeah, but I mean, so if you are in a startup point,
yeah, well, you got. That's why you embrace lean. That's why you make 10, 20 improvements a day. Because if you do 10, 20 improvements a day to your processes and quit worrying about building your company, you're going to be so good and so much better than the competition. They're going to be beaten down the door. I mean, we're almost a $40 million company. We have no competition. We have no sales department. We have no HR department. We have no marketing department. Because everybody wants to do business with us. Because we do what we say we're going to do. And at a high level.
I'm struggling to understand how you don't have a sales department.
No sales department, 0. And we're in 40 countries around the world. 40 countries.
When you were a cabinet maker, so it was the same?
Oh, no. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I didn't know lean back then when I was a cabinet maker. I was just like a hamster on a wheel. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, even though it looked good. But my shop was super clean and everything was really organized. I mean, I was really good, but I was really bad.
Yeah.
It's not about being organized. Go ahead.
I was thinking too that you don't know it won't work until you try.
Right.
Yeah.
Your customer might be more adaptable. They might adapt to your way of doing it because they see that the value in it, right? I mean, we started sending out, we used to print appraisals for all of our customers, and then we started to email it as a PDF, right? So they only get a digital copy now. And there was a little bit of a hiccup at the very beginning, but now it's so much easier.
It's always tough at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's always tough at the beginning. Yeah, there's always a struggle. You can't expect it just to go perfectly. I mean, I had 18 outside salespeople, and I basically fired all of them. You think that was easy in the beginning? No, that was a little bit stressful, right? And everybody was going to shoot me, and the whole 9 yards, and we got through it, and we're killing it.
So you guys don't use email at all at your work?
Oh, no. We use email for invoices and stuff like that. Yeah, but all the inter-office communication is all done with Boxer, WhatsApp. My wife, I'm boxering her all day long. We're talking all the time. Okay? But for invoices and stuff,
So basically anything with attachments.
Yeah. Well, no, we do attachments on Boxer, on WhatsApp. We do all that too. But a customer sends us an email, and it says, "This is my order," and we just process it. We just click, dumps into our system, and it gets processed.
Does Boxer have group chats?
Yep, has group chat. It's good for group chat. I think WhatsApp and Signal are better, but it works. I use it all the time. I just set up a Boxer just the other day. I do it when it's for people that want to go really fast. Boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like boom, rapid fire. Answer your question. Go ahead.
So when you sit down to, do you do the organize and review step at the same time when you're going through that process?
Review is this big thing where I'm going to sit down with a cup of coffee and spend a half hour, an hour, kind of just looking through the system, clicking on all the files, making sure everything's organized correctly, making sure I'm doing the things I need to do, kind of moving things around,
like
right?
Prioritizing.
Right. When you're just doing that's the big review. The organize is I'm taking the things from capture and putting them in the right place.
Right.
Either checking them off or putting them in the right place.
Right.
Did that make sense?
Yeah. And then once they're in the right place, then the next step is, okay, how do we prioritize and then actually do it, right?
Right, and if you're looking at it every few hours, at least once or twice a day, you're gonna start punching those things up really quick. I do, I punch them up every day, lots of them. Brendan?
I think back to what Abraham was saying, so years ago, Tony Robbins, I learned if you think you can't, you must. And last year from Paul, I learned you need to add run the experiment.
Yeah, just run the experiment.
You can't, you must run the experiment.
Yeah, just run it, just try it. Yeah, you got nothing to
So
lose.
many of the things that, as we started, I was like, oh no, this is the excuse we gave of why we can't implement that particular thing, or oh, that tool won't work for us, until we were like, let's try it. And almost, I don't think I found one that we couldn't actually make work.
Exactly. How many people think, that's a little bit of a loaded question, how many think Elon Musk is like pushing the boundaries of possibility? Okay, for the most part, people think Elon Musk is pretty unbelievable, right? Crazy, but unbelievable, right?
Nobody thinks
what?
Nobody thinks as big as he
No, nobody. Okay, so his algorithm, he has an algorithm, the 5 things that he does. And he basically says, question everything, delete, get rid of things as much as possible, and probably 80% of the things you delete, you'll find out you really didn't need, and the 20% that you did need, you add back in. But it's better to get to the 80% delete than do nothing. Did that make sense?
Thank you.
That's why I push the bounds on everything. If I was going to give you all a piece of advice, this is the one thing that I'm a total hypocrite in. I'm sure there's other things too, but this is one thing I'm definitely a hypocrite in. If I was all of you and you had a business, I would immediately run home and I would get a WhatsApp icon on your web page, so that when the minute somebody clicks on your web page, they click on WhatsApp, immediately they can do an audio message and then communicate you with WhatsApp. The top companies in the world do this. I experience it because I travel all over the world. I don't even want to deal with companies who don't have WhatsApp. It's so slow. Send them an email, wait 3 days to get back. I said WhatsApp, I instantly get a reply back from them. You want to do this? I'm planning a trip to Africa right now with my wife. Everything is done on WhatsApp. I went to the website, clicked on the WhatsApp app, boom, I'm talking to the guy back and forth. We plan the whole trip on WhatsApp. So fast, so easy. We don't do it because my wife is not predisposed to that. She does all the audio stuff and all that. but I tried to push them to get the WhatsApp icon on our thing, and I got a little bit of pushback, and I win most battles, but I didn't want to win that one. I'll leave it at that, okay?
So fast gap, what do we do? No WhatsApp?
Well, no, you can contact us. We don't have an icon, so you can get to us quickly.
Right.
But my phone number's there, so everybody knows, just put in the phone number, you can talk to me instantly, and away we go. But the company is not accessible through WhatsApp on the webpage.
And then WhatsApp would be to our phone numbers.
Yeah, and you'll know exactly what's going on. If you got a problem, you're gonna know about it instantly, and not the customers wait 3 days for an email piled up, and it's crazy.
Even on the other side, like hiring, I mean, to get somebody like
Exactly.
talent, you know, you gotta get them within a day, otherwise they found another job, so that, like, that's a great epiphany for me. It's
Oh,
like,
Derek.
if you wanna apply for a job.
You guys get it.
button, yeah.
Best dialogue we've ever had in an opening meeting. Did you hear what I just said? Best dialogue we've ever had. Brendan, don't you think pretty good dialogue here? Pretty good? Alex? Pretty good dialogue. You guys are asking good
I
questions.
don't do it, but we're going to.
We miss so many. We miss so many because we don't capture in the first 24 hours.
Exactly. You seem to be getting what I'm saying, and this is powerful. This is why we do this in the beginning. This is a slow start. We're not talking Japan. We will.
So, Paul, personal question. Do you do like boxer with your wife, and do you listen to her at 4 speed? And then she knows.
Of course.
I think it's possible because I don't know how much they spent on their trip to Africa when they just went.
Talk about the trip to Africa. Absolutely.
I think it's.
Yeah, absolutely. All day long.
I think it's possible because.
All day long. All the time. Every day. Today, many times today already. Okay, and that's how we get so much stuff. So instead of her waiting to ask me all these questions, emailing me all night, just pop, 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 pop. Everything's done.
Hey, you know what I also love about it that I'm just thinking about as you're talking about it is there's so much more human connection, right? Like we were made to connect, right? And like people in our industry, especially that we hire, they're so
What a team, hey?
Or get the price, you know what I mean? Like
if you're getting at this level today, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday would be.
I have chills thinking about it. If you're engaged at this level right now, very unusual. Okay?
So, how would you recommend pushing something like the communication method like this if you're not at the top of the company? You know,
Slowly. Everything is done based on videos that I've done called your sphere of influence. You take the small little group that you're working with, and you get you guys tuned in. And you start working it really well, and then you demonstrate to people how effectively and how much your productivity has climbed. Well, Nathan, can you teach us how to do that? Does that make sense? Slowly. But do it. More questions? Okay?
So,
go ahead.
I know that we use WhatsApp, Signal, Voxer. Why do you specifically exclude messages?
Messages is an app. You mean messages on iPhone?
Yeah.
You can do it whatever way you want. I mean, the whole world is sick. The whole world is WhatsApp. So you just forget.
So you're just trying to have international contact.
Yeah, you know,
WhatsApp.
I got to deal with people from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, if your sphere of influence is on messages or messenger, then you do it that way. But that's not my sphere. Everybody's on WhatsApp.
You don't have a specific bias against messages.
No. I haven't used it a lot to know how effectively it works. You know, if it's easy to do it audio, easy to send a video. Like WhatsApp is a minibus. I can put a 4 or 5 minute video. Come on, I don't have to upload to YouTube. I just click, boom, done. Send it to 5 different chats, and it's over with.
Gotcha.
Pretty fast.
The nice thing about WhatsApp too is you can put it on your desktop.
Yeah, exactly.
Our service manager uses it
I
all
use it on
day
my
long.
desktop all the time. But the one thing I would say about WhatsApp is there's so many people that want to type on WhatsApp, and I'm like, stop the typing, start using the messaging, the audio. It's so much more personal. It's you can hear the inflection of your voice, you know what's going on.
Can't you do that with to-do lists as well? Doesn't it?
To-do is not a messaging system.
No, I'm
To-do,
talking about as far as desktop or
well, yeah, desktop, yes, desktop.
that you can share with.
Boxer, I think, is desktop, although I don't think I use it on the, I don't use it on the desktop. I don't need to. It's just like, it's like a machine gun for me. Just like, so, I mean, literally, when I see a Boxer message, I'm happy. When I see a Signal or WhatsApp, I'm smiling. When I see an email, I get this. You get it? Yeah. It's that simple. No more to it than that. Okay, we're done? Okay.
Are you done talking?
Yeah, I'm good. I think we've gone over the thing. Everyone gets it?
I got the first part, you capture everything, and then you're categorizing it.
Yep.
Then the next part is where I'm kind of stuck at. It's every day. Let's say you have like 10 different categories, and when you're reviewing every day, you would have to go through all those categories to check what you would have to do, or.
Well, so again, let's say you capture 5 things in 1 hour. You got to ask yourself, are you personally going to do those 5 things? Or should you be delegating some of those 5 things? Should somebody else be doing, get somebody else involved? You have to also be willing to delegate when appropriate. Does that make sense? You have to take this whole getting things done and put your arm around it like a bear hug and do not let go. Because I'm telling you, it is the answer.
I expect though that you're not looking at your home list at work.
No,
That's
no reason to.
exactly.
The trigger's when I drive in the driveway.
Exactly. So that.
But if I'm driving down the road and think I gotta water the Japanese maple that I just planted, I put in water the Japanese maple, set a reminder for 2 hours. Or if geographically geo-reference, when I drive in the driveway, water the Japanese maple. But I go home and I click on it. What do I have to do?
If you got a Home Depot list, then when you pull up the Home Depot.
Oh, I have everything. I have Home Depot, Walmart, Walgreens drugstore, and when I get in my car, I look at that list before I start the car. I literally drag and drop the items in the order I'm going to go to them, and I get them all done. And my wife's on a shared list, so she goes to the store, she clicks them off, or adds them. Unbelievable. Mommy and I have shared lists for Japan. Right? Everything we're doing, boom, 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 right through.
It's okay time-wise?
Oh yeah, we're fine.
I want to ask a question. There's a number of you who are back for this same course again, right?
Right.
You didn't do that for no reason. I'd love to know what you're thinking you'll get out of it, or
why. Brendan, why did you come back a second time?
See it in even higher resolution. So for me, I think I had 27 pages of notes from the last one. And just, there's things that I processed that I missed little bits of here and there. And like I said, just see it at a deeper level again. And,
You'll never get it all. Yeah, I'm in Japan and I'm like, and I'm like, live and breathe it. Yeah, I'm live and breathe it. I mean, it's just so deep. It's so deep. They didn't get this way by accident.
For me, it's just inspiration to take back to the shop and try to get the guys, back on track and make sure that they want to be a part of it. So
3 and 4 times people come all the time. Alex.
Well, I would like to start with the question. The question was why
did you come back?
Why you come back for the same course? And the answer is simple. It's never the same.
It's never continuous improvement. We change it. Everything you see, I'm changing all the time. Everything's improving. The name tags are improved, right?
Brandon, thank you. I love it.
Everything's improved. The thermoses are improved. Everything's changing all the time because we believe in continuous improvement.
I think the other important thing is proximity. So much of this lean community is just the proximity of being around other people that are doing it. And we were talking last night at dinner. I've talked to probably a few hundred people now in the lean community over the last couple of years, and like no 2 of us yet have done morning meeting the exact same way. No 2
And
of us have done.
zero admission.
Yeah.
There's no organization you're joining, there's no fee. This is all people just being generous with one another, helping one another.
I had a guy ask me the other day, he goes, "You got your black belt?" I'm like, "Belts?" That's bullshit.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't do any of it. We don't need to do any of it. People helping people all over the world. It's crazy. It's crazy good. Okay?
I can share this story, which is I love very much. So I know many trainers from the software development business, and they said, "Oh, my business is declining. Even people don't want to pay the $1,000 and come to the course for 2 days, and they always want a certificate and blah 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 blah." And I said, "Look at the poll. First of all, no certificates, nothing. Second thing is it's 1 week, and you have to fly 10, 12, 13, 14 hours, $6,000 or even more, right? And as soon as somebody left, next hour somebody jump and take the place. So and." How many tours in a head already booked?
Oh, it's all the way booked through 2024, October 2024.
Yeah, there we go.
All booked.
So
it's like unbelievable. And why? Because we focus on the process.
Yeah.
We're not focused on any outcome. We're focused on the process. How do we improve? Improve. Everything. You should see, Mommy and I were today visiting a new job site and went to a conference room. I don't want to say I'm fighting, but I'm fighting with the people to get it the way. Right? I'm not like, oh, well.
That seems like you.
Everything has to improve all the time. Okay? We
I
ready?
thought these were cans of spray paint. Yeah, and I was like, "What are you going to do with these cans of spray paint?"